All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And this is going to be a continuation of me just kind of responding and reacting to Landon from Nintendo Land and this kind of situation that's going on with him. I do feel like if you watched my last video, the first video that I did so far, I did say that I feel like a lot of it seems a bit disingenuous in the sense that, like, it seems like he's just kind of lumping people who are critical of him and his opinions, and he's kind of just lumping them in with like people who, so apparently, you know, gave him death threats and whatnot. And look, it's possible that he's doing that. It's also possible that he genuinely is sad and his spirits is down right now because maybe there's a lot of people that were normally cool with him that were subscribed to him who just got really angry at him because of his recent takes on Nintendo. I mean, that does happen. Like Rob of Rule of Two Review. I stopped watching Rob of Rule of Two Review. I stopped watching Rule of Two Review just because, dude, he just seems like an asshole that doesn't care about Nintendo and all he wants to talk about is Metroid and whatnot. So I'm just like, yeah, screw this guy. Don't give a shit about him. Now, no, I didn't send him death threats or anything like that, but I was pretty much like just, done with the guy, and I let it be known. Now, I don't see the full picture real quick. I know people are claiming that all of the death threats and the nasty vile comments are all happening on Twitter, so I would have to check that. I did ask people to give me links, and I don't think anyone has given me links yet to check that out, but I do want to see the full picture, right? But I have seen enough so far to at least comment on it and whatnot. And here's the thing. Like I said, he does seem like he is sad. He does seem like he's bummed out. But he also said he's dealt with death threats for 8 years or whatever. So it's kind of like, okay, you've dealt with this before. Why is it so? Why are you so bummed about it right now? And I think the reason is because what's really bothering him might be the fact that the overwhelming majority of people in the comments of that video that he made about Nintendo needing the next big game and how, he's just disappointed, I guess, with Nintendo because there's no big 3D Mario game, there's no big Legend of Zelda game or whatever. I think maybe he just can't believe that, like, there's so many people who are mad at him and accusing him of just being, whiny or maybe accusing him of being a grifter and whatnot. And I could understand that bothering him, but I think what happens is I think what he's doing is he's just meditating on all of it, and he's including the death threats, he's including vile comments from people who probably just are going to hate him no matter what. And when you do that, when you kind of just think about something for too long, you just meditate on it, yeah, you're going to become real depressed and sad about something when you just develop this tunnel vision and all you're seeing is everyone's against you, everyone hates you, and the people who are simply just being critical of you, they're not sending death threats, they're not being vile. They're just being critical and saying, dude, like, what the heck are you talking about? How are you a Nintendo fan and yet you are not excited at all for all the games that's coming? You get like this tunnel vision, and then you begin to just see everyone as the same, And you need to Landon, if you're watching this, if you do watch this, you need to understand that not everybody who is being critical and negative towards you is all the same. So you have people who are being critical to you. Then you have some people who are actually being really nasty, and some going as far as to like leave you death threats. Don't just think that they're all the same and they all think the same way. Don't just think that that everybody who's critical of you probably had the same exact feelings towards you or about you, that you deserve to die because you're not happy with the Switch 2, you're not happy with Nintendo and all of that. Don't make the mistake of just, developing that tunnel vision, and then you think everyone who's critical of you just absolutely hates you. Okay? Don't make the mistake of doing that. And also, don't come on here and just, kind of lump everybody together. It kind of, the problem I have with this video, again, there's nothing wrong with somebody, being a little bit upset about death threats and a bunch of stupid assholes out there. But the problem I have is that he does spend a good amount of time talking about people who are simply just criticizing him, and that's it. Not so much about the supposed death threats. So it's kind of like, it almost seems like he's just kind of lumping everybody together. And, it's like, oh, okay, well, you're being critical of me. I guess you think exactly the same, just like the people who want me to die. You think the exact same way. It's like, no, dude, it doesn't work that way. And you need to separate the two. You need to actually take the time to just relax, actually think about it, actually analyze the situation, look at all the people in the comments and everything, and just say, okay, here are the idiots that are just sending me death threats. I will ignore them and I will not pay any mind to them. And then here are people who are just very critical of what I said. Let me just, respond to these people in a polite manner and say, hey guys, let's talk about this. Let's have more discussions about Nintendo and how I think, and why I feel the way I feel about them. That's what you should be doing. But instead, you're kind of going about this the wrong way, where it's like, you're upset about about people criticizing you, but you're also kind of just lumping them in with like the people who are just vile and absolutely hate you. But anyways, that's enough of me saying all that. Let me just play this video real quick, see what else he's got to say.
After hate. Not because I did anything, or I said anything to offend anybody, or I got canceled for doing something. It's all because of either I went 3D Mario too much, I'm a spoiled brat, I complain, I whine. That's why I'm so hated. And I'm not even the type of YouTuber that posts nothing but just hate videos. Not at all. If you go back and watch my videos, I really haven't even started really posting negative stuff until 2025, until this year, until Switch 2. I'll get into that.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people started doing that until the year 2025. So you got to understand, Landon, that right now, I think, myself included, there's a lot of Nintendo fans that are just extremely pissed off because we're sick and tired of the idiots on the internet who are just doing these bullshit, crusades and campaigns to just lie about Nintendo and make them out to be the big evil corporation. Like I mentioned in my last video, you had so many idiots on the internet just praising that stupid Sonic game, that Sonic racing game, despite it having a $90 deluxe version that only gives you an extra 3 characters, which tallies up to a total of like 26 playable characters. And it's like, where the hell's the fucking outrage over that? There was a whole bunch of fake outrage about Mario Kart World being $80, even though you have 50 playable characters. You got this big open world. Yeah, everybody was outraged about that. But then you see how these fucking hypocrites on the internet, the double standards that they have, because you see how full of shit they are. Basically, you see how it's just nothing but Nintendo hate, because Sonic does something even worse, or Sega does something even worse with their Sonic racing game. And instead of getting any bit of criticism, it's the complete opposite. It's a bunch of damn praise. It's a bunch of like people just being like, "Oh, this game might be better than Mario Kart World." And I even saw, I think a good example of this is Kit and Krista. Now, Kit and Krista used to work for Nintendo. They used to be on the Nintendo Minute, those Nintendo Minute videos. I don't know if they still do that, but that's what they were known for, and they, they were getting in on all that stupid, negativity about Nintendo regarding the prices and everything, and regarding Mario Kart World being $80. They were doing all of that. They were entertaining all of that crap too. But of course, when Sonic Racing, is revealed to be $90, they didn't complain one bit. If anything, they made us. It seems like they uploaded a stupid video where they're dressing in Sonic costumes, and it's like they're praising the game. It's like, this is complete bullshit. This is how you know that there's so many fake people on the damn internet. They have no integrity whatsoever. They're just going with what the fucking popular narrative is. And I can't stand fucking people who do that. I cannot stand people who will just go with the flow. They'll go with the popular narrative. If everyone is, saying Nintendo's bad, they're going to say Nintendo's bad. If everybody's praising a $90 Sonic racing game that only has 26 lousy characters, then they're going to do that. And so I think what's going on, Landon, is that there's a lot of Nintendo fans who are probably just sick of it. They see it. They see through all of the bullshit. They see that there's not a lot of big Nintendo channels, right, like yours, who are actually, calling out the bullshit, calling out the double standards, debunking the lies and whatnot. Even though I do think you have one video about Metroid Prime 4, and you're kind of going after people for saying it's lame. I would have to watch that video. I don't know. But you have to take into consideration the fact that a lot of people, myself included, we're seeing way too much of this bullshit where even Nintendo channels are basically just, being phony, and they're just siding with the stupid Nintendo haters because they know that's what's going to get them clicks, it's going to get them likes, it's going to get them views and everything. They're just going with the popular opinion on the internet, by the way. It's not the popular opinion outside of the internet, because outside of the internet, everyone's buying a Switch 2. Not everyone, but vast majority of people are just buying the shit out of that console. People are loving it. The sales are great. It's only on the internet right now that where it's popular to hate Nintendo, and because of that, all the YouTubers are basically just kind of like, they're just going with the flow, and they're just like, yeah, let's just keep on, let's just ride this wave and whatnot to help our YouTube channel grow. And when some other company, some other studio does something that's really shitty or shady, they're not going to really call it out unless the internet actually calls it out. So, just recently, Xbox and the outrage over Game Pass, yeah, they'll complain about that because the internet's roaring about that right now. But Sonic Racing Cross Worlds being $90, yeah, no, it looks like the internet loves it. It looks like everybody is shilling for that game, so let's shill too. So that's one thing you gotta take into consideration.
Second, but I was known as the shill for a while. That's all the comments that I was reading. Like, man, this guy just doesn't shut up about how good Nintendo's doing. And the whole Switch 1 era, I was known as a shill until like Tears of the Kingdom, when I had some negative things to say about it. But it's no secret that I've been down on the Switch 2. Both the Nintendo Directs just didn't do it for me. The console itself, the hype behind the console and the stuff to look forward to, it's just not doing it for me. And people take me, they run my name through the mud, and now I think everyone in the world thinks that I am just one of those Nintendo fans that only plays Mario, that only plays Zelda. And they just don't know, they don't even take the second to do research on my channel and stuff that I've covered in the past and stuff that I've reacted to. I'm tired of proving myself. I think that's another thing. I'm tired of having to list all the series that I've played. The fact that I own every...
Why would you be tired of having to just prove yourself, dude? You're always going to have people that just keep doubting you or whatever, or you're going to have people who are just misinformed because they just recently discovered you. Like, why would you get tired of doing that? Why would you get tired of, like, having to just keep reminding people, hey, I it's not just Mario and Zelda that I like these other games too. I don't get, like, I always hear people say these kind of things. I'm tired of having to prove myself. I'm tired of having to tell people this and that. It's like, why? I mean, it doesn't take that much effort. to just tell people what you're really about.
Console that's not a Nintendo console. The fact that I play tons of other games off camera. Why would I talk about playing the entire Uncharted series off camera? Why would I talk about one of my favorite games, Shadow of the Colossus, off channel? Or on channel, rather. Like, why would I tell you guys that, like, this is a Nintendo channel? You guys don't care about that. That's what the side channel's for. So many Nintendo franchises that I love that are not the big ones. I love Kid Icarus. I love Metroid.
I don't love Kid Icarus. I don't know why so many people are into Kid Icarus. I think, yeah, that looks like a boring game to me. But I mean, you guys in the comment section, let me know what Kid Icarus games are fun, because I don't know. I mean, it looks like it could be fun, but I've only seen like 2D Kid Icarus games, and yeah, they don't really appeal to me that much.
I am just now getting into Xenoblade, for crying out loud.
So that's another series that I don't care for. I tried getting into Xenoblade Chronicles X just recently, and I was just kind of like, I hate this. Like, I hate the whole, like, you don't really shoot. You don't press the trigger to shoot or anything. It's just your character's automatically shooting and slashing, and you just have to like hit A at a perfect moment to do extra damage. I don't know. I don't like that. Turn-based is getting on my nerves a little bit, but like this is more like a real-time turn-based type game. Yeah, I don't like that shit. Not sure why people are big on that. Not sure why. And then there's so much dialogue too. So yeah, there's some series and franchises that a lot of people like that I don't care for whatsoever. I think JRPGs, I'm getting really sick and tired of JRPGs, but I am hyped for Fire Emblem. That new Fire Emblem game, I'm definitely very hyped for that. Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS, I mean on the DS, was freaking amazing.
So many other small ones that I've loved. Played every Star Fox game. Love Pikmin. Played every Pikmin game. But I think when I'm so vocal about one game, I guess it does tend to make people believe that it's all I care about is the big things.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
But there's just, my name's been ran through the mud.
Oh, good night. You're people are always gonna try to run your name through the mud, dude. I mean, there's really no point in being so down about that.
Ever since the whole Nintendo forgot about Mario thing, it's funny. Yeah, it is. But
What? I hope that's not something you said. I mean, come on, Nintendo forgot about Mario. They're always shoving Mario down our damn throats, dude. They're always shoving Mario and Zelda, and I like Zelda. I mean, I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I loved Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm enjoying the hell out of Super Mario Galaxy, which I never played. I never got to play Mario Galaxy 1 or 2, and I'm playing through those right now. But dude, I mean, come on. Why? I don't get that. People saying they forgot about Mario? Are you serious? Dude, they've been freaking all about Mario for like the last 30, 40 plus years. I don't know why we gotta get a 3D Mario game. Like, that's gotta be like the first thing that we get for every new console. I don't understand. Like, come on. Let's be kind of let's be a little bit patient with Mario here. I think we got enough. We got plenty of Mario. We got plenty of Mario. We also have a good amount of Zelda too. Zelda Breath of the Wild, I mean, you could always revisit that game and have fun in it, I think. We need more. We need Nintendo to push these other IPs, all right? So, while you're over here kind of like, man, Nintendo forgot about Mario and Zelda, it's like, dude, they forgot about F-Zero. They forgot about Punch-Out. They kind of forgot about Star Fox 2, it seems. Shoot, what other great Nintendo IP out there that have they forgotten about? There's other ones that they've forgotten about that they should really start working on.
it's become like I don't mind that becoming my identity. It is what it is. Yes, I'm the Mario guy. I love 3D Mario. That's what I love. So as it's been 7 years since the last one, I am so excited. Just as a fanboy, I'm so excited for the next one. I know patience is key, but I'm just so excited.
Yeah, patience is key, and it should definitely be key when you have something that's much better, which is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I really don't understand like people who are like, yeah, I'm not satisfied with Donkey Kong. I want Mario. I was like, the freaking, you could punch and destroy everything in Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't understand why that doesn't appeal more, or why that wouldn't appeal at all. It's like, you don't want to play as this cool gorilla that could just beat the shit out of everybody, and you could take chunks of the earth and throw it at people. I don't. Come on. I'm seriously not understanding why people aren't satisfied with just Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't get it. I really do not get it at all.
I'm excited about every game that's coming out this year and next year. So excited about Rhythm Heaven, Groove.
That's it.
I'm not in Fire Emblem yet. I'm trying. And that's the thing. Most people won't. They'll say they hate Fire Emblem and continue on. But I try. I tried Xenoblade. I put in over 140 hours into that game, and I love it. So I'm probably going to end up loving Fire Emblem. Who knows? I'm trying. I am expanding my horizons even more than my expanded horizons were. But people don't see it because I criticize Nintendo. People don't see it because I wasn't a big fan of those Nintendo Directs. People don't see it because I'm a little bit lower on the Switch 2 than most. People don't see it because I think Mario Kart World has a lot of issues. I think as much as there is toxic negativity in this world, there's a lot of toxic positivity. I think a lot of people, a lot of Nintendo fans now, after the success of the Switch 1, are under the opinion that you can't criticize Nintendo.
No, I don't think that's what it is, dude. I don't think it's like, oh, you can't criticize Nintendo because they're successful. No, I think it's like they're actually doing way better than than they've ever done before. Switch 1 was just like a night and day difference compared to the Wii U. All right, let's just be real, okay? Like the Wii was really fun, but like the Switch, Nintendo games on the Switch were far better than they were, than games on the Wii and on the Wii U, definitely. Like Nintendo's been better than they ever have been. They can do better, sure. Like they could stop making, Peach and games like that, like games that are kind of mid looking, but yeah, Nintendo has been doing so much better, and it's kind of like annoying just seeing people being like Debbie Downer and being like just complaining. It's like, dude, what the hell? Also, I'm not sure about this, but didn't you like mention in your in that video or whatever that you don't care at all about the Kirby Air Rides? Like, what in the world? Like again, it's like just having a one-dimensional mindset does make somebody very unlikable. And I don't know, that just seems so one-dimensional. It's like, yeah, I don't care about that Kirby Air Ride. It's like, really? It looks like freaking Super Smash Brothers with vehicles. How could you not? How could you be like dismissive of a cool game like that? Anyways, let's continue.
Nintendo can do no wrong. They are on the highest highs they've ever been, and they are. This is the most successful generation so far out the gate, and Nintendo is killing it with Switch 2, and I'm glad. I think it's just time for me to start taking some steps back. I'm never going to stop speaking my truth and being honest when I like or dislike something. Never. Never, never, never.
Pro Plan. Fuel for life.
I didn't know there was going to be ads.
Nutrition fuels more.
Never, never, never. I will always speak truth, but I think it's time for me, because I can admit as well, that I think my hype and my expectations for what this new console was going to be was way overblown. I think it was way overblown, and maybe that...
Yeah, so were mine, actually. I was expecting them to just announce like 8 exclusives all in one Nintendo Direct. But when you think about it, we've had two general directs so far, right? Both of them were like an hour long. If you combine the two, I mean, it's like if you were to combine both the Switch 2 direct and then the one we just got recently, it's like that's a shit ton of like awesome games, you know? If you're just looking at the first party exclusives.
It is a lot my fault. I still do think Nintendo has a lot of issues right now. But I think I need to take a step back.
From what?
I think I need to take a step back and change this content to a degree.
No.
I don't think I have any energy in me to ever bring up 3D Mario again. I know people are waiting for me to talk about it and to just bash me for it. I've talked about it enough. I'm done.
Oh boy, I feel like he's just being a bit dramatic here. Again, he probably genuinely feels this way, and you really shouldn't. You shouldn't just let people being upset at you kind of do that. And you're saying you don't have the energy, like, well, maybe it's because you talked so much that you burnt yourself out. You probably just burnt yourself out, dude. I mean, if you just keep talking about the same thing over and over again, that will happen. Anyways, man, I'm like only halfway through this video. What more does he got to say? But then again, I spent most of the time just talking myself, so I will continue to react more to this later, or maybe to other videos talking about this. Again, I'm not trying to hate on this guy. He doesn't seem like a bad person at all, but there's just a lot of things he's saying. I'm just like, come on, dude, seriously, just get a grip. Shouldn't be acting this way. You know, like, it just seems a bit over dramatic, and I'll have to go back and look through that video and probably even find him on Twitter and see what comments were said. But as you guys can see, it seems like most of his frustration or sadness is the fact that people are just like, you're not really a Nintendo fan. It seems like that's what's really bringing him down, not like death threats or anything like that. Regardless, I'm about to go make me some dinner and whatnot. I will catch up with you guys later. Let me know what you think in the comments below. See ya.